Hey everyone. So you're a dog owner in Bossier City, Louisiana, and you're looking for a trainer? Well, you've landed in the right spot. We're going to walk through everything you need to find the perfect professional for you and your dog.
Just picture it for a second. A nice, relaxing walk with your dog along the Louisiana boardwalk, or maybe enjoying one of the North Bossier parks without all the pulling and chaos. That's really the goal here, right? And having a well-trained dog makes all of that completely possible.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll talk about what success with your dog actually looks like here in town. Then, we'll get into finding a great trainer, what the different formats and costs are, and of course the local rules. We'll finish up with the must-ask questions for any trainer you're considering. Sound good? Let's get to it.
First things first, let's talk about your dog in your city. We need to start with the end in mind and figure out what we're really trying to achieve.
You know, this is all about real-world situations. We're talking about a dog that can handle a walk through the East Bank district without getting overwhelmed, or one that doesn't feel the need to jump on every single person you run into. The right training helps you build a companion you can count on no matter where you are in Bossier City.
Okay, so you know what you want. Now, how do you find the right person to help you get there? Let's look at what separates a quality trainer from the rest.
The biggest concept you'll hear about is positive reinforcement, and there's a good reason it's become the standard in modern dog training. Basically, instead of punishing your dog for getting it wrong, you reward them for getting it right. Think about it. When you're teaching sit, the moment their rear end hits the floor, they get a treat or some praise. It makes learning way more fun for them and really builds a foundation of trust between you two.
Now, Louisiana doesn't actually require dog trainers to be licensed, which makes looking for certifications even more important. Things like these show you a trainer is serious about their education and professional standards. A CPDT-KA or KPA-CTP is fantastic for everyday training. If you're dealing with more serious stuff like aggression, seeing something like IABC, CDBC means they have specialized expertise.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the different types of training you can choose from, and of course, what you can expect to pay here in the Bossier City area. You really have two main paths you can take. Group classes, they're great for getting your dog used to other dogs and people, and they learn to focus even with distractions. On the other hand, private training is totally customized for you and your dog. It's perfect for tackling those issues that only seem to happen at home, like all that barking at the front door.
And here's a look at the budget. For a pretty standard 6-week group class around here, you're looking at about $150 to $250. A single 1-hour private lesson is usually somewhere between $70 and $120. And those board and train programs where your dog stays with the trainer, well, you can see that's a much bigger investment. This should give you a pretty solid financial picture to start with.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about being a dog owner, specifically here in Bossier City. It's good to know the local rules of the road and the local resources.
This is a big one you need to know. The city ordinance says your dog's leash can't be longer than 6 feet in any public area. And that right there is why teaching a good loose leash walk is so critical. It lets you enjoy all our local spots safely and legally.
And there are a couple of other key rules. First, that little rabies tag has to be on your dog's collar whenever you're out. And second, if your dog's barking is disturbing the neighbors, that can actually be a violation. Good training really helps here. A solid quiet cue can make you everyone's favorite neighbor.
So, once you start training, where do you go to practice? Well, the Bossier City Dog Park is the place for safe, legal, off-leash work, like practicing recall. For leashed walks with some real-world distractions, places like Cypress Lake Park and North Bossier Park are perfect. If you want a bit more of a challenge, the trails at Walter B. Jacobs Park are great for teaching your dog to focus.
You've done your research, you've found a few trainers you like, now what? Think of this section as your pre-hire checklist. These are the questions you absolutely want to ask before you commit to anyone.
When you talk to them, have these questions ready. Definitely start by asking about their training philosophy. You're listening for words like positive reinforcement. Ask about their certifications. A good trainer should be able to tell you exactly how they tailor a plan for your dog's specific issues. And always get a clear, written estimate of the costs and ask what you'll need to practice. Remember, you're a huge part of the team. When you get right down to it, this is all about making life better for both you and your dog here in Bossier City. Just think about having people over without worrying about jumping, or enjoying a walk downtown that's actually relaxing. That kind of partnership is completely possible with the right trainer and a little practice.
Best of luck on your training journey.